Measuring distance. One of the methods regularly used for measuring distance is the time it takes to cover a given distance. Underwater, this is not a very accurate parameter, in that the speed we travel is never the same, particularly because, during a dive, we often stop to look at something. You should also know that a diver usually moves about half a meter, 1.5 feet, a second, finning at a normal rate. Another way of measuring distance is by referring to the fall of pressure in the cylinder. In this case, the speed is linked to the diver's respiratory rate. This method is also rather imprecise, but in some particular situations it becomes indispensable, as it firmly links the distance covered to the reserve of air available. An example is the application of the rule of thirds: a third of the air for going, a third for coming back, a third for the reserve. A way of measuring distances that even novice divers find easy to use is to count the fin cycles. A fin cycle is intended as a complete stroke of both fins. For instance, taking the position of one of the feet as a reference, a fin cycle is considered complete when that foot returns to its original position. A more precise method for measuring distance is that of using outstretched arms. Distances can be calculated by using the measurement between the tips of your fingers with outstretched arms. This method is precise, but of little use when measuring long distances, as the diver would have to move very slowly and always stay in contact with the seafloor. Clearly, the most precise method is that of using a line, preferably wound onto a reel with lengths marked on it. However, this method also means that you have to return to the starting point to recover the line, so it is only useful when measuring distances along a reciprocal course.